Donald Trump wants you fired again.
I haven't even been fired once. How can I be fired again?
When is ABC Fake News Network firing seriously unfunny Jimmy Kimmel, who incompetently presides over one of the lowest rated shows on television? People are angry. It better be soon. He also called into Newsmax this afternoon to call me a lowlife and demand I be fired again. This guy is so mad at you. You would think I posted a picture of seashells or something. Isn't there a war dragging on? Imagine if FDR had taken to the airwaves during the Battle of the Bulge to complain about a Little Orphan Annie comic strip he didn't like. I do want to commend the small handful of Republicans who've spoken out to support our First Amendment rights. Senator Ted Cruz again, Senator Rand Paul again, and Congressman James Comer. Every one of these guys I've made fun of repeatedly and viciously on this show. And you know what not one of them has done? Pressured ABC to fire me for it.
Cancel culture. I hate the term, actually. Cancel culture.
I'm not a believer in cancel culture.
Cancel culture. Congressman, there'll be no cancel culture. Reject left-wing cancel culture, and we will restore the right to free speech in America. You don't have free speech anymore.
I hate to say this, and I hope it doesn't get me in trouble. I'm starting to think Donald Trump might be a hypocrite. Iran can't get their act together. They don't know how to sign a non-nuclear deal. They better get smart soon. Why am I getting the same threats he's giving to Iran? Let me explain something. And I want to make something clear. I am not the Ayatollah. Here's what I suggest. We don't have to meet face to face. I know you're busy. Send a delegation. Send J.D. Vance and Jared and your friend, the real estate broker. Send them all. We can meet in a neutral location like Pakistan or, I don't know, Van Nuys. We could go to the Buffalo Wild Wings down the street. I get to keep my job. You get to end your 11th war. What do you say? We can help each other. We can be like Larry and Magic. Let me show you how easy this partnership could be. And from the Trump-Epstein files that his attorney general refuses to release and to distract us from the illegal war he started and can't figure out how to get out of. This is week 9 of a war that he told us would last 4 to 5 weeks. Today, the president was briefed on options for additional strikes on Iran. Of course, we've already spent $50 billion bombing them, but this time the plan's to do it again and expect a different result. And now, the finance guys on Wall Street who came up with the acronym TACO, which is short for Trump always chickens out, have a new one. It's Nacho, which stands for Not a Chance Hormuz Opens. Taco and Nacho. Even his favorite snacks have turned against him. He has a legion of hardcore apple polishers on cable news, putting a positive spin on every dumb thing he does.
Whether you like him or not, any fair-minded person would have to conclude that President Trump has oranges the size of beach balls.
I guess you can't have that accent and know about wine, but Chianti, isn't she married to Nelly Chianti? Even his balls are orange. That's a fun revelation. J.D. Vance said he thought military conflict with Iran was a bad idea and that the main reason he was endorsing Trump was to keep us out of these so-called forever wars. According to Atlantic magazine, behind the scenes, Vance has repeatedly questioned the Pentagon's depiction of how the war's going. He said to be worried that no one's being straight about what's happening in the Strait. Officials are telling Trump only what he wants to hear. Plus, Vance has been raising concerns about munition shortages because he knows if we run out of missiles, Trump is going to launch him at an Iranian warship. Obviously, this is not something that would please His Majesty, being second-guessed by his second banana. So J.D. had to go on TV to try to distance himself from himself.
That you've been expressing some real concerns about missile depletion through the war with Iran.
So first of all, most of these reports I ignore. This one I actually read because it ascribed views to me and things that I had allegedly said that I am just 100% certain that I have never said.
That didn't sound like a denial to me. I mean, maybe I whimpered something like that, but did I say it? Well, I guess you'd have to ask me. You know what I love best? I love when they have to deny to deny saying something that made sense. This afternoon, out of nowhere, Trump blurted this out of his little nubs. He wrote, anybody running for president or vice president should be forced to take a cognitive examination prior to entering the race. By doing so, we wouldn't be surprised at people like Barack Hussein Obama or sleepy Joe Biden getting elected. This is an exam, by the way, that begins with, can you tell the difference between a lion and an elephant? All right? But I agree, presidents should take this test every week, preferably live on this program. He's repeated this story now 50 times. That alone is a sign you didn't pass the cognitive impairment test. Thinking you've had 3 terms as president means you are cognitively impaired. Now, I have an idea, though. Why don't you and Obama face off? Take this test together, head to head. They also got a royal send-off at the White House this morning, and it would appear that the special relationship between us and the UK is even more special than ever before.
Your Majesty, what do you think of the Trump Renaissance here in D.C., all the improvements?
Yes, to see.
Is there a British version of Oko Taco? Is that maybe Dodgy Lodgy or something? It seems like the king stayed one night too many. Yesterday, the Supreme Court ruled to essentially gut the Voting Rights Act, and then RFK Jr. ran over and ate it. The Voting Rights Act is or was a landmark civil rights law that prohibits racial discrimination when it comes to voting and ensures that all citizens have equal access to the ballot. That's what this is like. They claim that they're doing it to take race out of the equation by making sure that only white people are elected to office. This country is like a game of Jenga right now. One good sneeze and we are done.
Trump spent this week demanding a late-night comedian be fired while briefing options for additional strikes on Iran. Week 9 of a war, he promised it would be less, only for a couple weeks. $50 billion spent and nothing happened yet. The strait is still closed, no deal, no exit, and the most urgent thing on his mind was TV host ratings. That is not a distraction strategy. That is a man whose psychological need for personal validation has become so consuming it now competes with an active military conflict for his attention. Wall Street named it Taco. Trump always chickens out. Then Nacho. Not a chance Hormuz opens. When the financial market starts naming psychological things and the patterns, president's behavior that is not a commenter. That is actually an analyst. The people whose money depends on reading him correctly have concluded that the threats are not credible and the strait is not opening. That assessment from the people with the most lose is worth more than any press briefing. GD Vance privately questioning whether anyone is being straight with Trump about the war, raising concerns about the missile shortages, worrying that Hickstate is only telling Trump what he wants to hear, then going on television and saying he's 100% certain he never said any of this thing. That specific pattern, say the true thing precisely, deny it publicly, perform royalty for cameras, is what the entire Republican Party has been doing for this year. Vance just got caught doing it during the war. And then the Supreme Court got at the Voting Rights Act, the law that prohibited racial discrimination in voting, gone. And within hours, Louisiana used the ruling to delay an election that has already started. Because the maps needed to be redrawn produced the right result. This country is not drifting towards something it arrived. Question now is whether enough people understand what arrived and what is coming next.